Welcome back to the capsON podcast. My name is Tyler Blumenstick, joined by Nick Tobias, Anthony Mano, and Sam Meehan. We're bringing you pretty much everything betting specific for the NFL lines for each week from here on out, kind of like something we did last year. It's going to be a lot more betting specific this year. Going to run through every single game. Betting lines, we're going to have picks, we're going to have locks of the week. So let's just dive right into it. How you guys doing?
Nose diving into it, baby.
Love the lines this week. Feeling good.
I like the football that we saw this week, so I think these guys get it back together, and we're looking at some good games this week.
Football, baby.
Also went 12-4 on spread bets this week, so I'm feeling phenomenal.
Yeah, I guess we should preface this with, if you haven't already, check out capsonsports.com. We're going to be having picks on every single sport pretty much every day. People are just post sporadically. They're going to go up. You see the picks. We're not posting as a company, I guess, anymore. It's all going to be individual. So keep an eye out there. Keep an eye on the Twitter. You can follow us at capsON Sports. On Instagram, capson.sports. But anyways, let's get right into the games this week. We're going to kick off with the Thursday night game, which is going to be tonight. We got the Bengals visiting the Browns. The spread is set at Browns -6. The total set at 43. Guys, initial thoughts. Thursday night, what do we got?
Oh, listen, the Browns are bad. They looked really bad week one, and the Cincinnati Bengals looked pretty good against a very good Los Angeles Chargers defense. I was very surprised, what Joe Burrow showed, what that offense showed, and even the defense. Los Angeles doesn't have a great, the Chargers don't have a great offense, losing Phil Rivers. Joe Burrow came down to the wire in that game, and I think the Bengals should have won that game. I like the Bengals +6 here. The Bengals have lost 13 straight on the road, but they're 8-5 against the spread in those games. So I feel comfortable taking the Bengals here. I think the Browns are going to end up screwing me here. I probably wouldn't take the spread. I feel more comfortable maybe taking the under. I think both of these teams have trouble on offense and nothing really gets going. So I like Bengals +6, and I like under 43.
All right, Mano, what do you got? Or Sam, whoever wants to go.
Sam, you can take it.
I mean, I am in love with the Bengals here. Like, they impressed me a lot this Sunday. As you said, like, that's a good Chargers defense they got. I mean, I know they're missing Derwin James, but they still got plenty of other pieces around. Burrow looks solid. Defense looks solid, too. And that Browns secondary is a disaster. I mean, I know it's obviously Lamar Jackson, like he's, MVP right there, but Joe Burrow looking the way he did, and Cleveland, they look lost offensively. They have no one in secondary, so I like Cincy +6 here, and I don't hate them money line as well. Might sprinkle a lunch money on that too.
Sprinkle.
Yeah, sprinkle it, maybe like a couple bucks there.
Sprinkle some lunch money?
Yes.
Is that what you? Okay. All right.
Sprinkle some lunch money on the Cincy money line right there.
I've never heard that before. That's new.
I hear it a lot.
That's new to me. I'm gonna go contrarian here. I'm gonna take Cleveland -6. I liked what I saw from Joe Burrow in week one, right? I also I didn't like what I saw in Cleveland's offense. This is a new coach, new system. I'm thinking week 2, kind of a bounce back scenario. If those guys are still bought in, they're going to try to prove what didn't go right in week 1 is going to go right in week 2 against Cincinnati. I'm taking Cleveland -6.
I'm going to join Sam and Nick on this one. I'm going to go with Cincinnati +6. We're not going to have a deadlock split on this one. But, look, I really like the way Joe Burrow looked last week. I thought he looked like he wasn't fearless, or he wasn't fearful to play against an NFL defense. He was ready to go. He scrambled for a touchdown, which was pretty cool to see. Sam's rocking the Joe Burrow LSU jersey over there. I feel like this could kind of go either way. Like, I don't hate the Browns -6 pick. I think it's going to be a close game regardless. But, I mean, when it's a close game and you're talking a talented team and a talented young rookie quarterback against a bad defense, I think he's going to look to throw the ball a little bit more, and I think he'll be able to be successful against the Browns this week. Just a quick
before we keep going, Mano, you have seen Baker Mayfield play offense before, right?
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest Baker Mayfield guy. I didn't like him coming in the draft. Really, I thought there were some different things that he did at Oklahoma that were really good that probably wouldn't fly in the NFL. And year one kind of disproved that. Last year kind of got, back to what we were seeing. Now this year he's kind of struggling a little bit more, but it's only through week one. It's against a really good defense. So I think
I just want to make one more comment. Is it a coincidence that OBJ is playing for the Browns?
Yeah, it is coincidental. You're telling me Dave Gettleman, right, didn't research what Odell Beckham likes and what he doesn't like?
Yeah.
As a joke, Dave Gettleman sitting in his basement saying quarterback and then shipping that dude out to the Browns.
All right, go ahead, Sick. That's all I got.
All right, I just want to quick touch on the format, how we're going to run through this. So every week for picks, the four of us are going to have a Thursday night game pick. We're going to have a Sunday night game pick. We're going to have a Monday night football pick. And then we're also going to add in 2 more, rounding out 5 for every single person. So we're naturally going to talk a little bit more about the big primetime games of the week. And then when people have picks, we're going to just jump in, interject, and kind of give the reasoning as to why. So I guess moving on, we're going to go to Sunday at 1 p.m. We have the Rams visiting the Eagles. The game is set as a pick'em right now. The total set at 45.5. On this game, I lost it real quick. But
you're talking about Sunday night?
No, Sunday at 1 o'clock. We're going to start with the Rams and the Eagles. The Rams 1-0, Philly 0-1. The Rams ended up beating the Cowboys. There was that controversial call with the Michael Gallup pass interference with Jalen Ramsey covering him. And Philly blew a 17-0 lead to the Washington football team. Anybody got a pick on this game? Any quick insight?
No, I kind of want to stay away from this game. I think that both teams are pretty even matched. The Phillies kind of screwed me last week. I don't want them to screw me this week, so hands off from me.
I hate this game. But both teams, I feel like, can go, especially last year, just different team shows up every week, so
yeah,
steer clear.
I'm keeping my hands off this game.
Eagles are the sorry. Okay, I was going to say the Eagles might be something to monitor if you're looking at the injuries that offensive line had. If those guys bounce back, then you might be able to steal some plus money from the Eagles. I think that might be worth it, but otherwise I'm staying away.
I'm actually going to have a pick here on the Rams. I'm going to take the away team. I'm going to go Rams pick 'em.
I hope the Eagles lose. I hope you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really a matter of kind of last week for me. Like we don't really have a huge sample size. We don't have any preseason. All we know is last year kind of off-season moves and game 1. And I saw a Philadelphia team look really, really strong against Washington. Ended up blowing that lead to a very subpar team. I mean, their defense absolutely racked it up and kind of kept them in that game and gave them a chance to come back. But I don't know. The Rams beat a more high-caliber team in the Cowboys. I'm really high on the Cowboys offense, and the Rams held them to 17 points. So I just think the Rams are all around more talented. I think they're going to be able to take this game. The Eagles are just kind of that hovering middle-of-the-pack average team for me. So that's going to be my second pick of the day. And then we're going to move on to the next Sunday game at 1 o'clock with the Carolina Panthers visiting the Tampa Bay Bucks, or the Tampa Bay Bucks, whatever you want to call it. The Bucks are -9 on the spread, total set at 47.5.
Listen, the spread's too big for me. I think Tampa Bay wins this game. I was going to make a pick on this. I don't want to bet the spread, but I think it's going to be a pretty offensively heavy game. Carolina's defense is pretty trash. You're going to be playing catch-up the whole time. Tampa Bay's going to be putting points over. I'm going to keep this one short. I'm not going to consider this part of my picks because I don't really care too much about this game, but I like the over.
I agree with the over.
Over? I can get
behind.
Yeah,
not one of my picks, but I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth talking about.
I mean, Bucks.
The Panthers aren't anything impressive. They do have Christian McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson, the speedster, DJ Moore. Their offense is decent.
I think they can put points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just going to be a huge catch-up game for the Panthers the whole time. So, what's the over/under? 47?
47.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well. Let it rock.
Not bad. All right, moving on. We got the Denver Broncos visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got the Steelers at -7.5 on the spread. Total set at 41.5. Steelers last week beat the Giants. Broncos ended up losing to the Titans, yeah?
Yes, by
Yep,
2.
16-14.
Yep.
I-
Down to the end.
Titans, I want Steven Gronkowski. I want him thrown into jail for what he did to me. If he made an extra point, I would have won that bet. I would have won a nice parlay, but he missed an extra point. They won by 2 instead of 3. I am mad.
I might send him
I
a
hear
gift
you.
basket. The Broncos.
I really like the Broncos this year. I think they're a good team.
Listen, the Broncos are a
I've
good
been
team.
huge on the Broncos.
The Broncos have a great offense. I think their defense is hurt a lot by not having Von Miller. AJ Bouye is also supposed to be going on the IR, or at least close to it, so he's probably not playing. I still like the under in this game. We didn't see too much offense from the Steelers, even though I think Big Ben does kind of come around. I just think it's going to be kind of a defensive, matchmaking game, chess match between both head coaches. Fangio is kind of a really shitty coach, but who knows?
For sure. Moving on, next game, we have the Atlanta Falcons visiting the Dallas Cowboys. The line set at Cowboys minus 4.5. Total set at 52.5. And my initial thoughts on this, I think this game has the tendency to go under. I think it's going to go under because I know the Falcons. Call me crazy. Call me crazy.
You're crazy.
You feel crazy.
It's the
crazy.
highest total of the week by a point. The only other one is Ravens Texans, which we'll get to later.
You're
But we
crazy.
called it- I could have saw last week's game going over, and the Cowboys always seem to play these super tight games. They always seem to make these mistakes. They have a high-powered offense, and their defense is not that bad. I mean, they just fortified their defensive line, and the Falcons are the Falcons. Like they've been the same team pretty much for the past couple of years. So I mean, that's just me. I don't really have a lean on this game because I think the Falcons, like they have been on offense, can end up putting up points, kind of have a game similar to last week. But I could also see the Cowboys running away with this. So
I think, this is a game of two high-powering offenses. Dallas is known for being better at home than they are away. Last week the Falcons put up over 500 total yards. Dallas is missing Leighton Vander Esch, a key piece in the middle of their defense. I think it's just going to be going back and forth all game. I mean, I don't really like the spread on this because I think, what is it, 4 you said? I mean, I think it's going to end up coming down to a field goal or a last possession where maybe the Falcons can ice the game up 6 or 7. The over is high. I don't think I want to touch this game, but I do think it's going to be a shootout.
It's important to note that this game opened at Falcons +7, so it's all the way down so it's back down to 4.5. I think if value is your thing, and if you're like Vegas has it set this way for a reason, I'm gonna take 4.5.
On what?
For Atlanta or?
Oh, for the Falcons, yeah.
Yes.
I just lost my train of thought like midway through. I was looking at like 4 different things. If value's your thing, this line has come down from +7 to +4.5.
Mm-hmm.
no pick on this from anybody?
No.
Official
I
pick?
got nothing.
I don't really feel comfortable with either side on this. I think, like I said,
Interesting.
go either way. But I don't mind. A little bit of sprinkle on the Falcons right here. A little.
Yeah, I could
Get
get
lunch
behind
money.
that.
A little bit of lunch money.
A little bit of lunch money.
A little bit of lunch money on this baby.
Moving on, we have the San Francisco 49ers visiting MetLife Stadium playing the New York Jets. We have the Niners at -7 on the spread, the total set at 42.5. This is gross. This game is going to be gross.
I hate it.
I can't stand the thought of watching a Jet game, and the Niners did not look great last week. I don't know. I mean, the Cardinals are a good team, but I don't think the Niners look like they should be looking at this point. I mean, they have all their receiving core out for the most part. Deebo Samuel didn't play week 1. They just look very shaky.
I'm going to
This
vomit
game is
because
gross.
I think I want to take the Jets here.
That's even more gross than the game itself. I think that's a really bad option.
I
Nick.
need to. All right, talk to me.
Yeah,
I can
walk
be
me through this,
convinced.
please.
I can be convinced.
So listen. The Niners looked awful last week, okay? And now you're getting a George Kittle at maybe 75, 80%. He's not going to – I think, what's his name? Shanahan went on the record saying, I don't think that Kittle might not practice all week, but he's probably going to play anyway, that he doesn't need to practice, which, okay, I get. They just signed.
That's disrespectful. That's just a disrespectful quote. Kittle doesn't need to practice to play the Jets.
He doesn't. I mean, listen, let's be fair.
That's insulting.
The Jets look horrific, but
That's
I could
so
just see this as a very sneaky game.
Okay.
You're talking about the Niners on the road after a real tough loss. Garoppolo looked like garbage. I mean, personally, I would take the under. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game. Not the offenses can't get anything done on top of the Jets not having Le'Veon Bell. But a touchdown, I mean, I don't know.
Listen here, I'm gonna throw some numbers at your case here. I believe the Jets were a top 10 defense last year against the run, right? Obviously, it's what the Niners want to do. So if you take last year's metrics into account, because like Stick, you said earlier, we don't have much of a sample. We saw what they did last week, but a lot of carryover from that Jets defense. Really good at stopping the run. I could
Big run stoppers missing there, though.
Do it, Anthony. Do it.
I'm not going to take it, but I can hear it. I can hear the argument. I can hear the argument.
Okay. Then that's it.
I just think it's important to note that now Le'Veon Bell's on the IR, whatever you want to call it.
Anyway.
IR.
Irrelevant.
It doesn't matter though. It's
They
a starter.
find
Now they're going to be.
They're starting Frank Gore. It's called a revenge game.
It's not a revenge game.
Football game
is.
for an ancient
It's
artifact.
absolutely asinine to even take a touchdown with the Jets. I'm sorry.
A Frank Gore revenge game might as well just be like Return of the Mummy at this point.
All right. We're harping on a really crappy game.
The Mummy almost wins at the end of that movie, okay?
I've never seen the movie, so spoiler alert.
Wasn't Nick Cage being the superhuman that he is?
I thought it was The Rock.
No, the Mummy was Brendan Fraser.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know then.
All right, we're all over the board. Next pick, quick.
Next, we have
Let's keep it going.
Buffalo Bills visiting the Miami Dolphins. The Bills are -5.5 on the spread. The total set at 41. I don't know. I feel like this is a little bit better game than the other one, but it's not necessarily a good game by any stretch of the imagination. So, thoughts? What do we got?
Dolphins.
You think so? You're crazy. You're really reaching today.
Kind of like the Bills.
Listen, I don't feel comfortable gambling this game, but I think there's value on the Dolphins. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Their
You're
offense
You're
looks
out of your damn mind.
Listen,
non-existent.
I think this could be a Jacksonville Colts game from last week, where Jacksonville really outplayed and had more energy than the Colts did the whole time. Listen, Fitzpatrick is an absolute anomaly of a human being. They love playing for Brian Flores in Miami. Their defense is pretty good than what it used to be. Listen, sprinkle a little Fitzmagic in there. I see some value in Miami.
I mean, we know the Bills are going to play it low. The under might be a move here.
Yes.
These two teams.
I love the under.
Yes, I agree. But 41,
41.
That's low. That's low.
Yeah, it is low.
I could see a 13-10 game, like even.
Yeah, I don't see this
Buffalo. The under is 6-2 in Buffalo's last 8 games. So
I doubt any of them reached above like 44. So it really isn't much of a stretch.
I don't see this Bulls team like kicking the doors off the Dolphins. So I think +6 is a good bet here.
It just scares me a little bit.
Gosh, I don't know.
yeah, it is.
When you look at Miami last week, they scored 11 points on a New England defense that is missing half of their actual starters.
Oh, come on.
This Bills defense is a lot more legit than that Patriots defense is right now. And I don't know how many points you think Miami is going to score against them, but it's not going to be within 5.5 points, I'll tell you
23 points.
You're crazy.
Good time, week 3.
Wow.
All right. Moving on, we have the Minnesota Vikings and the Indianapolis Colts. It's in Indianapolis. The Colts are -3 on the spread.
Oh, man.
Total set at 48.5.
If you are not betting the Minnesota Vikings in this game, I think you are dumb. You are
one of my picks.
Vikings money line. You want
They're one of my picks.
I think this is easy money. The Colts defense just let Gardner Minshew. I mean, listen, man. I know Minshew's your background, and Minshew's the boy. I'm not arguing Minshew's the boy, but like It's the Jacksonville Jaguars. You see their defense. They traded their whole defense away for pretty much a piece of, like, tinfoil. So I like Minnesota here. Money line spread. Yeah.
I'm with you there. Do we all have Minnesota +3?
We all have Minnesota +3.
Yeah, Minnesota
I want
+3
Minnesota
and money
money
line.
line. I don't want the spread.
Yeah,
I
I'll
want their
give me money line.
I'm with you on that,
But
too.
also-
I just thought we were sticking with spread. But, yeah, no, it seems like there's a consensus pick that this line is very off, which is there's a little bit of cause for concern here because when you really are,
I think Vegas might know something.
when you're fully against
And-
Vegas as a squad, it's never a good sign.
Yeah.
But it could be a good sign, so I don't know.
We're
see.
we are 4 young adults here. I think we can outsmart Vegas.
Yeah, you think. Until Phillip Rivers has a career game next week. Moving
No.
on.
All right.
Washed.
This is my other
We got
one.
the Detroit Lions visiting Lambeau Field playing the Green Bay Packers. The Packers -6 on the money line, 49.5 on the total. I think the Packers are going to do something very similar to what they did last week. I don't like this Lions team. I really don't. I don't think they're very easy to root for at all. Their defense is atrocious. But
What if
and
I
it's even-
told you? What if
What?
I told you that the Lions have covered the past 6 meetings
against Green Bay?
against Green Bay? They lost the last one by 1 and the one before by 3.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't know.
Doesn't change
I
that
think
much.
the Packers, Aaron Rodgers is on a mission for whatever reason. He's just not happy that Jordan Love is on his ass, depending on how
There's your
close you
reason.
want it.
Here's your
But-
reason.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Lions just aren't
Detroit
good.
+6.
Like, they're just not good. It's not going to be my pick, but I
Aaron
don't know.
Rodgers balled out last week,
Yeah, there's
Detroit
no good reason to
+6.
put anything on the Lions.
and that was against a good Vikings defense, a better Vikings defense than what the Lions can produce every Sunday, right?
Detroit +6.
So I
We got
think
49.
I think if I were to take something here, -6 would probably be -6 is going to be the move.
Nick, is that an official pick +6?
Yes.
Oh my.
That's bold. Okay. Sam, you got anything?
No official picks, but I like the over. What, they got 49.5.
Yep.
You know,
Listen,
if
listen,
Green Bay put up 43 against a solid Minnesota defense, you know, not like a stellar defense, but, you know, Detroit can't stop a nosebleed. So
My thing is,
Rodgers pissed.
My thing is you have 2 gunslingers on both sides of the football, and Detroit's supposed to be getting Kenny Golladay back this week. So you give Stafford Kenny Golladay, you give him Marvin Jones Jr., give him Hawkinson. Apparently, Adrian Peterson is like still good at football. Yeah, their defense is destroyed, but like
I don't know what that means.
What's that?
It means division matchup, baby. It means Lambeau Field. It means they covered the last 6 games. Give me Minnesota. Give me Detroit, not Minnesota. Well, I want Minnesota too, but give me Detroit.
All right. So there's that. We got 2 more 1:00 games. We got the Giants visiting Chicago, playing the Bears. Bears -5.5. Nick is in distress. The total is set at 42. What's on your mind? Let's hear it, Nick. Come on.
Listen, I can't talk about the Giants because it's every time I decide to bet on any of my teams, whether it's the New York Giants, the New York Mets, or the Boston Celtics, they lose. So I'm not talking about this game because I'm just bad luck.
I'm kind of the same way with Nick, but I love that +5.5 though.
Oh my God, I love it so much. I love it so much, dude.
I don't want to make it an official pick because I might be a little biased, but I didn't hate the way the Giants looked on Monday night.
My whole problem is the Bears look bad
For 3 quarters.
This is
for
true.
3 quarters.
For 3 quarters.
Now, if the Giants can get Saquon to rush for more than 6 yards, they'll be okay.
That's ambitious.
But apparently that's a problem in New York.
What drives me nuts about this, and I don't want to harp on it too much, is the fact that they can't find a way. Like, you saw Tiki Barber complaining about it the other day, or it might even been yesterday. I don't know. But said that he can't pass block. Why is that even a problem? Like, yeah, it's extremely important for him to know how to pass block.
Well, it's a
But-
problem because how are you going to have him in?
I've never seen him run a check and release out and swing out and get into space. Like, you need to use this guy and give him the room to make
He also
plays.
needs to be there as a decoy. You know, you have to be able
Fine.
to leave him for all 3. all 3 downs. You have to be able to play action and know he's going to pick up a blitz. There's a couple plays on Monday where I watched Bud Dupree went just right past him and he didn't even touch him.
Yeah.
And then Daniel Jones gets popped. It's important for the running backs to pick up a blitz, whether he takes the hit or whether he just chops at the knees. Not only is it imperative to the offense, but it also makes Daniel Jones feel better as a quarterback that he knows his running backs will go out there and try to protect. Tiki Barber does have a point there. Saquon does need to step that up, and I think he also needs to get better by running the ball straight instead of right and left. But that's it.
I'm with you. Any picks on this one?
No, nope.
All right. Moving on, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee -9 on the spread, 42.5. Mano has Gardner Minshew in the background, so kick it off.
I don't love this game at all. It's tough because I'm looking at it like this.
Right? Tennessee -11.
I'm looking at it like this, right? I liked what I saw from the Jaguars last week, right? But that was one game, and they kind of stunk the first half of the game. But I'm looking at the Titans, and the Titans really didn't impress me either, but I know what that Titans team could be. So I'm staying away from this.
I'm staying away from it. I'm all for Minshew mania here, but I'm staying away from the football game.
For sure. Sam, you too? Staying away?
Oh, yeah. My only note in this game is that I hate it, and I can't touch it.
It's a great note. It's a great note.
Right. Next, we were starting with the 4:00 games on Sunday afternoon. We have the Washington football team visiting the Arizona Cardinals. I still have to really get used to saying the Washington football team. It sounds really awkward, and it's still correct, which makes it absolutely crazy. I don't know if I mentioned this already. Cardinals -6.5. Total set at 47.5. I just want to preface this. I really like the way the Cardinals looked. I mentioned it a little bit before. I watched the Cardinal game. I didn't really watch much of the Washington game against Philly. So I don't really know kind of why they came back, how they came back, other than the fact that they had 7 sacks from their defense.
Chase Young looked
He looked good, but you're gonna have the perfect antidote to that this week with scrambling Kyler Murray. So
exactly,
yeah.
As fast as Chase Young is off the edge, it's gonna be really hard to contain the speed of Kyler Murray. I don't know if I really want to go this high with the spread, but this is interesting. It's an interesting game for sure.
Listen, 6.5 is tough for me. I don't feel comfortable if it reaches over a touchdown, but I do think the Cardinals win the football game. But I do think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. I would take the under here because what is it, 47.5?
Yep.
Yeah, I would probably take the under here, but I feel comfortable about the Cardinals, winning the football game. So, you want to throw them in there just for a money line parlay, I understand that. But it's the Washington football team. It looks like they're going to be playing spoiler all season, so I don't know if I want to touch them.
All right.
Gee, I'm having give me Arizona's -6. That's one of my picks for the week.
Hey, let me hear it.
Yeah. Well, so I know the Washington defense looked pretty good, especially in that second half against Philly. But Philly, I'm not convinced is going to be anything special. The division is Dallas is to lose, in my opinion, and Philly is kind of just, I don't know, nothing impressive. But that Arizona offense looks very dangerous. What should be a good San Francisco defense was one of the best in the NFL last year. But I know Arizona will get Kendall Fuller back. I think the defense will let him hang around for most of the game, but I think come fourth quarter time, Kyler Murray's going to be able to get out of shit, and they'll be able to pull away. I guess my score prediction, I like the over. I got Arizona 31, Washington 20.
Okay.
But that'll be some late fourth quarter cheese there for the over.
Oh, a little late fourth quarter, little swiggly diggly. Huh?
Yeah, a little touchdown with minute 30 left to push the over and the spread.
All right.
Love it.
There you go. All right, next game, 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Baltimore Ravens visiting the Houston Texans. The Ravens are -7 on the
That's
spread.
it.
And
I don't want to hear anything
51
else. I don't want to hear anything else. I don't want to hear anything else. If you're not picking Ravens -7, then you are dumb.
Is that one of your picks, Nick?
It is now, but I think you're dumb if you don't take it. You're talking about arguably the best team in the league against a defense that isn't there, against an offense that can't find their footing. If you're not taking Baltimore -7 here, I don't really know what you're doing.
All right. Anybody
with
got
you.
an official pick?
You've convinced me.
Yeah, look,
I mean-
I'm with you on that too. It's not one of my picks, but I could very well make it one.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, giving them a touchdown. I mean, yeah, they're on the road, but you're talking about no fans. You're talking about Lamar Jackson in a dome, off of a great week last week. Again, Houston kind of got rocked by Kansas City. Deshaun Watson doesn't have any help at all. You're looking, the Baltimore defense has much better than the Chiefs defense. It's just, I think everything adds up, and I think 7's an easy take right here. If it goes up to 9, I get a little nervous because I think that's a lot of points. So I think I'm going to, after we hang up on this, I'm probably going to take it right after so it doesn't jump too higher.
I don't blame you there. All right. Next one. Last afternoon game of the week, we have the Chiefs at the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chiefs are -8.5 on the spread, 47.5 on the money or on the total. This is a little high for me. I think the Chargers are a team that can keep things close. I know it's the Chiefs. I don't know. I'm still not down to take this line. I think I don't know. It's weird for me. Anybody got anything on this? I don't want to elaborate on some jibber jabber, but
Yeah,
I
man.
mean,
I'm making -8.5. One of my official picks. Kansas City
Please, somebody needs
-8.5.
to do that. Somebody needs to do that. Thank you.
This offense was phenomenal last year. Super Bowl winning offense. Mahomes looked great, right? In limited action last year.
How did he look on Thursday night, too? Can you tell me how he looked?
He looked phenomenal.
Okay,
He
thank you.
looked great. He
Thank
looked like Pat. I don't want to say like vintage, but he looked like Pat Mahomes that we saw like in flashes last year, that like greatness, and then what we really saw in his rookie year. So
And how did the Chargers offense look against the Bengals defense?
dormant, they couldn't move. They couldn't move the ball. It felt like they were throwing a deep ball to Mike Williams
Every time.
drive just to try to get something going over the top because he had a little separation.
Listen, I think that the Chargers put up maybe 14 points this game, and I could see the Chiefs putting up easily 35. And I think
I think they kicked the doors off him. I don't think it's that close.
Thank you for making it your pick. I needed somebody to do that for me.
I got you.
all right. Is that it? Only you, Mano? 8.5?
I
Yeah.
don't hate the Chargers. Though.
I don't either. Like,
See, they did look. I know they looked amazing on Thursday. Don't get me wrong, but Thursday night game, coming off a Super Bowl, they got fans in the stadium. The adrenaline's pumping. Of course, they're going to show up. I wouldn't be surprised. It's kind of a bit of a letdown this week. I think they win the game, but
There's no fans in LA anyway, so they're used to they're like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
that
they were
doesn't
feeding
matter.
off. I know it was only 15,000, but I think they were feeding off of those fans. 8.5 is a lot of points. I think. I'm not one of my picks, but I don't know if I agree with you on the.
God.
This game screams
I have
backdoor
garbage
cover
team.
for
I have
me.
a
Exactly,
garbage
me
team.
too.
Like,
Thank God.
I don't know. All right, moving on. We have.
We whack. You're whack.
I don't know where everybody's picks went. I feel like not everybody made 5 picks, but it's
don't
okay.
matter. We're
You
talking
still have
about
2 more
everything.
games left, and you have.
I've made 3, and I got picks on both of them.
There you go. All right. Sunday night we got Patriots Seahawks. It's in Seattle. Might not be in Seattle. There's air quality issues. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But Seahawks are -4 on the spread, 45 on the total. I'll start it off. I'm going to go Seahawks -4. I'm a huge fan of the way Cam Newton played. I think that offense is not going to miss as many beats as people necessarily thought. Even prior to the Cam signing, now even after the Cam signing, I feel like that offense is going to be okay because I don't want to say that Tom Brady's a system quarterback because as of right now, we got 1 game in Tampa Bay, and we have every reason to believe that he is. But that system is good whether you want to deny it or not. Bill Belichick is a great coach. McDaniels is a great offensive coordinator. I don't think they're going to get it done here. Seattle is just too well-rounded of a team. Pete Carroll's also a great coach. I just think that they have too much firepower for a Patriots defense that is going to struggle. So Seahawks -4 is what I'm going to roll with this week.
I agree.
Okay,
100%.
I'll go next. I mean, I like Seahawks -4. You're looking at, but my pick on this game is the under. You're looking at two teams whose head coaches like to play chess matches. You look, Belichick isn't this New England team isn't expected to blow the doors off of anybody. They're expected to keep every game close. I mean, they only beat Miami by 10 points last week. They didn't need to do anything else than they had to do. I think it's going to be a very run-heavy kind of match between both of these teams. Last week, Seattle had a lot of success throwing the ball against Atlanta. I think they have a lot of success running the ball this week against New England. So I mean, I think it's going to be a battle on the ground from start to finish. I don't see either team kind of jumping out too far in this game. I think Seattle controls the ball and controls the game the whole time, but I think it's just a run attack both ways. So I'm taking the under.
All right. Who's next?
Mano?
Somebody go.
Yeah, no, nothing here.
Oh,
It's a Sunday night game. You got to pick.
I got the
gotta pick?
Seahawks.
Gotta pick.
I'll go then. I got the Seahawks -4 here. Again, like New England, their offense is not that impressive to me, really. Cam looked pretty good, but at the end of the day, that defense is not going to stop that. Russell Wilson's on a mission. Actually, if I had to pick right now, my Super Bowl prediction for the NFC would probably be the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, you gave him a little upgrade having Jamal Adams in that defense too. I mean,
Yeah.
he looked so good.
He was flying around, making plays everywhere.
Yeah.
Love the look of that team, but yeah, maybe in the under 2 a little bit, but 100% my pick, Seattle -4.
All right, man. A gun against your head. What do you got?
Give me something, man. Come on.
I'm looking at the numbers, and I got to take Patriots +3.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, gun to my head, I'm not gonna bet against Bill Belichick. Like that's
In prime time too. I mean,
yeah,
it's
that's kind of a rule of thumb across the entire league. Is never bet against Bill Belichick.
I don't know.
Although I'm
do
gonna
it.
call it now. I'm gonna take the Patriots +3, right? But if the Seahawks win this game by whatever score, you're going to see more people crowning the Seahawks for a win over the Patriots than you have any other team right now as Super Bowl contenders.
I can see that for sure.
Monday night.
Monday night.
Monday
8:15
fun day.
p.m. We have the Saints visiting the Raiders in the new stadium.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Saints are -5.5. Total set at 49. I'm going to react this way to this game with my pick of Saints -5.5, the way that you, Nick, reacted to the Chiefs, because this line is
Even
so
though
wrong.
Michael Thomas.
This line is so wrong. You have no idea. I don't care that Michael Thomas isn't in. The
Okay,
Raiders are
I'm
not a
just
good
asking
football
questions. I'm
team.
just trying to play devil's advocate here.
I know, but the Raiders are not a good football team. The Saints are just that good. Drew Brees didn't look great, but the Saints are just that good. They managed to beat a Bucs team with a very good offense. Mike Evans, I know he was a little bit hurt, didn't get a catch until his touchdown catch late in the game, I believe.
Yeah, it was the only reception I had. I think
It was the only reception.
Yeah, I think so.
Like I don't know, they locked them down. That was it. But the Saints are just too good of a team. They're going to go deep into the playoffs without Michael Thomas or with Michael Thomas. I just think they're just that good. Kamara is going to be able to run circles around that Raiders defense.
I mean, Vegas opened at +6 and they got pushed to +5.5. Does that half-point movement mean anything?
Yeah, I mean, it means that people are taking money on the Raiders, but we said in the beginning of the show, we're 4 young men. I mean, some people can be wrong. We can be right.
We can outsmart Vegas around here.
This is actually going to be my lock of the week. Saints -5.5.
Lock of the week.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be a shoe-in game. Like the Saints are going to blow if they beat the Bucs the way they beat the Bucs, they're going to beat the Raiders the way that they should beat the Raiders.
Listen, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Raiders have no defense. That's pretty much it.
That was pretty short and pretty sweet.
Yep. Saints -5.5.
I like that.
So as you said, this line makes no sense.
Uh-oh.
None at all.
Makes no sense, which is why I'm taking the Raiders +5.5.
You're on crack.
I don't know. There's no logic behind it. I know it makes no sense whatsoever, but they know something.
And I hate this pick too. Don't get me wrong, but gun to my head, I'm taking the Raiders plus 5.5, like maybe by a point.
Sam, I'm
plus
with
6.
you. Sam, I'm right there with you.
There we go.
Nick's gone. You kicked Nick
Nick's
off the
gone.
show, which is garbage pick.
What?
Just
What?
you wait. Just you wait.
What?
That's
What's your reason, Mano? What's your reason? Just cause?
I have no reason.
yeah. No, I
Just cause. That's your reason.
kind of just cause. Yeah, like there's. Listen, I agree with all the points that Stick made. Right. Logically, the Saints kicked the shit out of them. Right. Why is this at 5.5? Reasons unknown to me. And
Because there's no
I'm going to
Michael
take
Thomas
the
problem.
reasons unknown to me, and I'm going to take the Raiders plus
I think
5.
Davenport's questionable too.
I don't know. It
I'm
doesn't
taking
make much of a difference to me. I think Emmanuel Sanders is better than any receiver that Raiders team has, even at his age. Speed might not be there, but I think he's the best receiver on the field, both sides of the ball. I don't know.
I mean, the only way Vegas keeps this close, they got to put up points. So the over, I don't think it's a bad play either. I mean, Nick's just giving me that look
Yeah.
like I'm an idiot, but
Nick's been giving looks all night.
What are you guys thinking? It's like Stick saying he thinks, or who thought the Chargers were going to cover? Stick, you thought the Chargers were going to cover against the
Sam
Chiefs?
and I both did.
Both of you guys. Dude, I mean, Jesus Christmas.
just you wait, okay?
It's all right. All right. So before we wrap this up, quickly go through your picks. Pick one lock. Mine's going to be the Saints minus 5.5. If anybody's ready, just shoot for it. Go ahead.
Cardinals minus 6.5.
Okay.
A FDA-approved lock of the week.
I don't know if FDA approves locks.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Food and Drug Administration.
Listen,
No, probably not.
I work in a
Well, apparently
supermarket.
I'm on drugs, so.
I work in a supermarket. Okay, I know it.
She knows a thing or two.
No, my lock of the week is going to be Minnesota plus 2.5, plus 3.5, whatever it is, money line. Minnesota's going to win the football game
If
against.
be minus 3, I'll take the Vikings on.
Yep, correct. That is absolutely true.
Yep.
All right.
Finish
I'm
this off.
locking Chiefs minus 8.5.
Thank
Right.
you.
So there you have it. This is week 2 of
Can I make 2 locks? My second lock is going to be the Ravens minus 7. Sorry.
I was looking
Two
at
locks.
that one, and I was like, damn, this is a lock. Nah, first episode, go big. Chiefs minus 8.5.
All right.
Great work.
Any last
Sorry.
thoughts
I had to
before
throw
I sign
Ravens
this
in there.
off?
If you're not taking the Ravens minus 7, I think you're kind of stupid.
I don't know.
The closing thought, if you don't like Ravens minus 7, you're
You're
stupid.
You're
All right.
kind of. I think.
Great way to
you're
end it.
kind of. I said I think, and I said kind of. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So 16 games this week. Obviously.
Yep.
Every
that's how
week.
it goes.
Every week there isn't a bye. There's 16 games.
That's usually how it goes. That's correct. All right.
But yeah, that wraps this up for us on the capsON Sports Podcast. My name is Tyler, along with Sam, Nick, and Anthony. Follow our socials. I blasted it in the beginning, but we got Twitter, capsON Sports, Instagram, capson.sports. Check out the website. Check out our YouTube. Subscribe, hit the like button, comment, interact with us, whatever you want to do. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today. And we'll see you next week for all week 3 lines.
Yeah, you will. We'll be here.